The Bible isn't just a book of random stories. It's 66 different books that come together to tell one story. An incredible one about God's love for us. And now for an amazing story inspired by the book of Matthew, chapter 20, verses 1 to 15.
While Jesus taught in many different ways, he often shared his most important truths as stories. He would take animals and things and situations in people's lives to help them understand something bigger. And one day, Jesus was explaining to his closest friends what the kingdom of heaven was like. And to help them connect, he used a story. And if Jesus was to tell that story to us in our world today, it would probably go something like this. There once was an owner of a very large vineyard.
Welcome to the great green grape vineyards.
One fine autumn day, the man called in his manager to find out how the grapes were doing.
The grapes, they are fabulous this year. Great. We'll be able to sell even more grape jam and grape juice. Don't forget the grape soda. Grape syrup, grape pie, grape tarts. If there's extra, we'll make dried grapes. Raisins? No, just dried grapes, I think. Oui, monsieur. But we must pick the grapes immediately before the beetles get to them.
The next morning, the vineyard owner rose while it was still dark and hurried down to the center of town, where even the man at the coffee cart was still yawning.
One grape latte, please.
A few people were already lined up, noshing bagels.
Are you looking for work?
Well, yes, sir. We're raring to go. How much do you pay?
$100 for the day.
Well, spiffy. Let's get on with it. The owner led the workers back to his vineyard.
Baskets, hats. Don't squash the grapes.
What's that?
Grape beetles. Gotta work fast.
The vineyard owner wanted to be sure that the beetles didn't have time to ruin his precious grape harvest. So at 9 o'clock, he returned to the center of town again and found some people still lined up.
You come pick grapes for me, I'll pay you well.
Good deal. Let's go. Eager to stay ahead of the nibbling beetles, the vineyard owner went back to the center of town again under the noonday sun, and there were still quite a few workers standing around.
Come, help out in my vineyard.
And he returned again at 3 o'clock.
Need some more grape pickers, you in?
The blazing sun beat down as the vineyard owner added the new workers to his crew. One of the workers who had been there since dawn wiped sweat from his brow as he took a chug of water.
Showing up for work in the afternoon, eh? That's just lazy. Can't get ahead like that.
The first workers returned to picking grapes, filling basket after basket, but the beetles attacked the vines with equal drive.
This won't do.
Even though it was already 5 o'clock, the vineyard owner returned to town once more and found people still standing around, sipping espressos and looking bored.
I hope that's decaf or you'll be up all night. Why have you just been standing here all day?
No one, hired us.
I'll hire you. Come work in my vineyard.
For the final hour of the workday, everyone pitched in. As the last baskets of grapes were brought up, the owner called to his manager.
Just look at these beautiful grapes, all safely harvested. Stayed ahead of the beetles the whole way.
The workers, they need to be paid.
Then pay them. Start with the ones I hired last of all.
The manager pulled out his cash box and lined up the workers. He started with the ones who had picked grapes for only an hour.
For you, $100.
Like totally rad, man.
At the other end of the line, the workers who began at dawn were doing some quick math.
$100 for 1 hour of work. That means we're about to get over $1,000. Score!
The manager continued handing out pay packets to the workers who started at 3 o'clock.
$100.
And noon.
$100.
And 9 o'clock in the morning.
$100.
Huh, okay.
By the time the workers who started at 6 a.m. reached the front of the line, they were getting a little worried.
Yeah, you're paying us what's fair for working all day, right?
That is correct. $100.
What? No way!
The early morning workers stalked off to find the vineyard owner.
You paid those slackers who only worked an hour the same as us. Even though we sweated all day picking your lousy grapes. Just look at this sunburn.
Friend, didn't you agree to $100 for the whole day?
That's a technicality, sir.
Do you feel cheated because I gave so freely to the other workers? Don't I have the right to do what I want with my own money?
But it's not fair.
Take your money and go. I want to give the ones I hired last the same pay I gave you.
The early workers glared and skulked away, cash in hand.
Take some dried grapes with you.
Raisins.
We don't have any of those, just dried grapes.
Jesus finished his story and looked directly at his closest friends.
So those who are last will be first, and those who are first will be last.
The story made it clear. God gives freely to everyone. Rather than focusing on what you don't have, choose to be thankful for what you do have.